Have you seen the Muffler Man, the Muffler Man, the Muffler Man? Have you seen the Muffler Man who lives on Muffler Lane?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of our first venture out to document Muffler Men. Bigger-than-life fiberglass figures made in America, Americana. It was fun traveling with my wife in quest of these large, cartoonish statues. Made and manufactured by the International Fiberglass Company in Venice, California from 1962 to 74, they called them giant men, cowboys, astronauts, and such. The original statues held axes, not mufflers, however, the name Muffler Man stuck. A feature of the Muffler Men is right palm up, left palm down.
And there goes one right there, folks, a Paul Bunyan. The town of Cheshire, Connecticut enforces a law that no sign can be more than 7 feet high. When the owners of this lumberyard turned door business put up this Muffler Man in the early 1980s, the town was up in arms. So they traded Paul Bunyan's axe for an American flag and considered it a flagpole. No one can dispute that. With the PATH train tracks overhead and the I-9 truck route alongside, this Jersey City, New Jersey Paul Bunyan started as a lumberjack and turned into a carpet-clutching muffler man. He has both hands palm up and made his claim to fame starting in the 1998 on the opening credits of the HBO hit The Sopranos. He currently stands in front of Wilson's Carpets. His boots are heavily cemented into his pedestal, which says, "America is number one, love it or leave it." The fair giant stands proudly on the grounds of the Anne Arundel Fairground in Crownsville, Maryland. He's been there for about 30 years, and his owner, Frank Baldwin, had him standing guard over his construction building and would bring him to the fair each year. When Mr. Baldwin passed, his wife donated him to the fair despite being offered $16,000 in 2001 to sell him. She felt that he belonged to the fair and the people. He traveled out to Newport News, Virginia in search of the auto muffler king, Muffler Man. He has been handed down through 3 generations of the Hedrick family, who own and operate the Auto Muffler King on Jefferson Avenue. He was put up in 1965 and has been through several hurricanes, Isabel being the worst. This is a true, real Muffler Man, as that is what he is holding. He is situated high above the front entrance, and he wears his golden crown. Surely is the Auto Muffler King. Another note about the Auto King Muffler Man. He doesn't have the beard that the Paul Bunyans have. His face was smoothed out and painted over, and so he ended up with a chiseled chin, very similar to the cowboys that we'll see later. This Paul Bunyan, complete with Babe the Blue Ox, overlooks Route 95 South in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. He is 40 feet high in the air and stands under Old Glory at the Log Cabin Home Cell Center. This Paul Bunyan was the former Stan the Tire Man of Salem, Illinois, rumored to be divorced from the Uniroyal gal who stood by him for years at Stan the Man's. He relocated to sunny North Carolina and stands under the waving flag. Next, we headed west on Route 64 with Raleigh, North Carolina as our destination. There we found the Paul Bunyan at the Bradshire Farms gravel pit, and he stands amid piles of dirt, sand, and gravel on a very busy work yard. He had previously been on the property in a location that was kind of hidden, so the owners moved him right up front because many people stopped by to see this Paul Bunyan. The Paul Bunyan statues are 20 feet tall. The first one, produced in 1962, still exists in Tucson, Arizona. There's also 14-foot versions that were created to make it a little easier for businesses to buy them, to put them out on their lot.
From Raleigh, we headed southeast to Wilson, North Carolina. On Goldsboro Street, we saw a 14-foot version of a Muffler Man on top of White's Tire Service. This little guy is in the classic stance, right palm up, left palm down pose, holding a tire in his right hand. White's has two other tire locations in Wilson, and a 20-foot Paul Bunyan with altered arms stands at the White's located on Hines Street. This Muffler Man waves at passing drivers, and legend has it, if you wave back, you'll have good luck. Here's the rodeo cowboy at Cowtown Farmers Market in Woodstown, New Jersey. He's a 22-foot cowboy complete with cowboy hat, vest, holster, and gun. In 2005, high winds ripped his torso and head off, but they were repaired in a timely manner. This guy stands at the road of a very busy market and holds guard at the rodeo, which is held on the grounds every Friday night in the summer. This cowboy was in exceptionally good shape. Looks like he just had a new paint job recently. In Blackwood, New Jersey, we found Nitro Girl, one of the 13 remaining Uniroyal gals manufactured for Uniroyal Tire. These girls were moved around for store openings and promotions. She's called Nitro Girl because the tire station she is at uses nitrogen gas to fill the tires. In 1965, Ed Werbeny bought the fiberglass giantess for $300. The Uniroyal girls originally wore bikinis, but Uniroyal received many complaints that the statues were too racy, and all were sent back and skirts and blouses were added. There is a bobblehead version of Nitro Girl available, and it's believed that she is fashioned after Jackie Kennedy. The Werbeny family also owns and operates Royal Tire in nearby Magnolia, New Jersey. This giant goes by the name of Tire Man in Pink. Shocking pink pants, black shirt, white and red suspenders, and pink lips. This muffler man stands just a few yards from a busy street and is fenced in by a white picket fence. Here's the Carpet Viking Man located in Deerfield, New Jersey. He's been at Orr's Floor and Carpeting Company since 1968. The Vikings were produced in the mid-1960s for the Viking Carpet Company, and only about 9 exist today. This guy's name is Eric the Viking. Further down the road, we came across the Happy Half-Wit Muffler Man, located in Winslow, New Jersey, at Mr. Bill's restaurant. The Mortimer Snurd statue, also known as Half-Wits, resembles Alfred E. Newman. They are essentially a Paul Bunyan statue with a different head. The Mr. Bill statue in Winslow previously was located at Tom's Steaks in Edgewater Park, New Jersey during the 70s. He was relocated to Winslow in the mid-80s and stands proud over the Mr. Bill's restaurant. He's also referred to as Mr. Bill. Just north of Seaside Heights, New Jersey is Ortley Beach. This Paul Bunyan stands on the miniature golf course at Barnacle Bill's Amusement. He holds an enormous golf putter. Found behind a gas station and in pieces, the owner bought the statue for $500 in 1967 and assembled and refurbished it and displayed it on his mini golf course. It is believed that this Paul Bunyan may have appeared at the 1964-65 New York World's Fair. In October 2012, Superstorm Sandy destroyed much of Seaside Heights and Ortley Beach. Barnacle Bill survived, having been put in storage only 3 days earlier. Moving up into New York State, and not far from the Tappan Zee Bridge, is the city of Elmsford. Here we found a Paul Bunyan Muffler Man at a BP gas station, painted in BP's green and yellow. The right arm of this giant may have been removed so that it could fit behind the gas sign, but unfortunately the left arm was amputated when a truck clipped it in 2007. Apparently that arm is in storage and one day may be reattached. Many thanks go out to my wife, who was my navigator, who never got us lost, and who hung in there during our week-long ordeal. Thanks, honey.